Well, happy July. We thought it was probably a good idea for us to give a little update on how it's going with the Ambulander. We'll take a look around outside. Not a ton of changes, but the light bar is down from there. You can see that all of the exterior lighting, anything that was red, we switched out for amber. Although we did make one interesting faux pas, if you will, not realizing that the LEDs themselves behind the amber are red. So now we kind of have orange if we turn them on, but we don't have any intention of doing that. So it was about just having compliance as far as driving it down the road. So anything that was red, we changed out for amber. You can see Jim did an excellent job taking off all. Did really careful work taking off all of the lettering all the way around. You have a tiny little bit of like residual, but once we buff that out, I think it's going to be pretty amazing and pretty good. Everything in the storage units has been good and dry, and the boxes are great. He also did a lot of excellent work around making sure all of them lock. You know, this was a 99, so there were just definitely some things that had aged. But the thing I will say is that everything's so well built on an ambulance that you can fix it. And so I'm going to kind of give you a little update on what we've got going on inside. Now, I realize the inside is not red. The red and black is the one thing I would probably have preferred we not have. So we decided on the inside to just do what we like. And so you're going to have a chance to see that we talked long and hard about how we wanted to set this up. We talked a lot about what changes we wanted to make. And as a result, you're going to see that we have done really like minimal stuff so far, because I'll give you a really good example of that. This is going to be our closet. And so Jim put a bar in, which was pretty simple, but we left this bottom shelf in. We intend to put our shoes down here. And I kind of felt like maybe we should have the bottom shelf out too in order to have long enough storage for like dresses and stuff. But here's the thing we realized, and what I asked him and what you should ask yourself when you're doing projects is, would it be easier to take it out later or have to put it back in? And the answer is, for sure, it would be easier to take it out later. So make as few changes as possible until you really know what you love. Now, what do we love? We love a big, comfy bed. We like to be a little stealth sometimes. We know we might stop in really cold weather. We know we might stop in inner city locations. We know we might do lots of stuff. And so a couple things we looked for was the ability to walk right through we wanted a walk through so we could go straight from the cab and walk back and get into our bed. So that's what we have, and we're pretty excited about that. I just cannot imagine taking down these amazing cupboards. We're going to we're just going to organize them a little bit with some cabinet organizers. One of the big things that we just did was, what would you call it? It's not actual tile. It's an adhesive backsplash. Got it on Amazon. I will put the link for you. It's got some cute little birds in it if you look up close. I actually love it. It was a little fritzy to put up simply because we were going around some holes. We were going around some stuff like that. But one of the things that I noticed, tons of people take this jump seat out. I like the idea of having it for a couple of reasons, because if I take this down, it gives me like extra counter space or a spot to use kind of as an extra desk or workspace. I brought this storage ottoman in. Our rain gear is in here. I'll probably put some winter gear in there later on. And we left this other seat so that the ottoman kind of serves dual purpose. Because this has a seat belt, somebody can sit in it down the road. We can use the ottoman. But as you can see right here, what we have stored, this is, I'm not going to take it out and put it together today or just pop it up, but it's a camp table. So it sits really solidly, like it was made to go right there. And with the ottoman as one seat and this seat as the other, it does allow us to eat inside. The reason we didn't put a table that mounted is simply because we're pretty outdoorsy. So we would rather eat outside, and that table gives us the ability to do it, to have it both ways. We can do it out, we can use that table outside. It's 2-level. So we can use it with our regular camp stools, or we can use it inside. We've got our Jackery in here today because it is like 95 degrees and I needed to have a fan while we were working in here. I still have some like Velamax that I'm going to put on the back windows so that we don't have, so that those are not, he's turning on the fan, so that those aren't see-through. We were going to use this picture here, but as it turns out, we decided today we both don't absolutely love it. So we're going to look for some kind of retro in this vein. This is a thing we already had, and we kind of like this retro tin look, so we're probably going to find some more stuff like that. And we're going to put our maps, our papers. Even though we all live in a totally technological age, there are a lot of times when we find we still want our paper maps. I'm also thinking of making a space for like my purse and stuff here. One of the things that we talked about today is simply that we don't have to fill everything up. We need to go down the road and see exactly what it is that we want or need that we don't already have in here. And so we're really taking a minimalist approach to this as far as what are the fewest things that we can have in here in order for us to live really comfortably and really happy. One other interesting thing that we did is that, for example, there are a few drawers or a few cupboards, like these little cubbies up here. There's some cubbies in the back. There are two different, these two cabinets back here that we want to use for clothes. And we just decided, like, since I sleep on the right side of the bed and he sleeps on the left, we're going to do the same thing with the closet, the same thing with the cubbies, so that we always know right side is me, left side is Jim. So it just makes sense to us. It's like little tiny things like that. When you're going to live in a really small space, I think it's make sure that everybody knows where their stuff is going, right? So anyway, I really love the backsplash thing. Really kind of does it for me. The other thing I did today is I want to give the feeling that this is our house, so we put this mat in, and it is my intention that shoes come off. I don't want to, of course it's small and easy to clean, but I want this to feel like our home in here, so I don't want to feel like people can just trudge in and out with their shoes on and whatever. So, but I'm really starting to feel like it looks less like an ambulance. It still kind of does, but we really think it's super functional, going to be really functional for us, and we're loving it so far. So stay tuned. You'll get to see the changes that we continue to make. We'll learn some things. We're planning to take it out and spend some nights in it. See how we love it. So let us know what you think. Have an amazing and happy 4th of July, everyone. Celebrate the independence that we have. We've traveled all over the world, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to live in a country where we have freedom in thought and freedom of speech. So use yours.